I'm not going to try to do a lot of editing with this video, and I'm going to be honest, this is probably going to be one of the hardest videos I've had to make because I just didn't expect to make this video so soon. On this channel, I have been very vocal about dealing with pet loss. The first time I talked about it was back in 2016, where I made a video talking about how in 2013, my sister lost her cat named Misty and how that affected me. And overall, just going over how when I was younger, like back when it happened in 2013, it didn't really affect me. But then years later, and how it did affect me by then. Then I decided to remake that video in 2022, going over the whole Misty stuff, but then talking about how in the previous year, in 2021, how my sister's mom lost her cat named Patches, which, for some context, when I first met Frankie and Daxlev, they met me on Facebook, and in 2014, I had my name on Facebook as Patches. And in a lot of earlier videos that I did with them, they would always call me Patches and not Jason. And here I am again, revisiting the topic of pet loss, but for a whole other reason. In our family, we had a cat named Mittens. For people that are new to my channel, I'm sure if you go back in a lot of my older videos, be it commentary videos or even Let's Plays, I talk about how he would always meow at my door and come in my room, wander around and walk out, and how that annoyed me. At the beginning of this month, well, first before that, I know at the beginning of the year, he was like 15 years old. In October, he would have been 16. But I noticed, and even like the year before, I noticed he was getting very bony. Every time I would pet him, I would feel how bony he was. And one day, it really freaked me out. And I ended up calling my sister and like saying, dude, Mittens is getting so bony. It's freaking me out because it's reminding me of Misty. And my sister calmed me down. And love her to death. Well, she's not dead. I don't know why I did that. Wherever she is, she'll probably never watch this video. But fast forward to the beginning of February, and my mom noticed that he was not eating his food, his wet food. He'd only just like lick the gravy of it. And I told her to keep an eye on him and see if he eventually starts eating his food again. And if not, we were going to have to call the vet and schedule an appointment. We noticed, the few days went by, we noticed that he wasn't doing it, wasn't eating his food. So I told my mom to schedule an appointment. She called them, or she originally emailed them saying, oh, it's going on like a Thursday, and they agreed. But then the next day I had my mom try to call and get an earlier time to come in. And when my mom explained to the vet the whole situation, they said to bring him in right away. And it was they said right away that he was very stressed, one from the cart ride, but he seemed he couldn't calm himself down. And it looked like he was struggling to like breathe, and he was having trouble trying to get breath and everything. And it was either we spent $5,000 in treatments, or it was the other. So as a family, we made the tough decision, but we had to put him down. Trust me, if I could spend as much money to get more time with him, I would. But at the same time, it's just let him It was either let him suffer more or just not let him suffer anymore, and we decided to not let him suffer. And not gonna lie, those 2 days afterwards were fucking horrible. I was crying a whole bunch. I was emotional. I did not know what the fuck to do because Mittens was... He was that one thing that would always make me present or feel present. Be it when I was depressed, sad, in any kind of horrible mood. I would always go to him and I would like pet him and he would just help me with that. Overall, he was just my best friend, and losing a best friend fucking sucks. A few days went by, it was horrible. Then a week later, we had to go pick him up and bring him home from the vet. That reopened a whole can of worms, but here I am the next week later, and I wanted to make this video to kind of show how I'm dealing with it now and how I'm coping with it. And funny enough, I actually rewatched that video I made in 2022, and a lot of the things I recommended are things I'm doing now. Right now, obviously, it sucks. But eventually, you kind of have to be content a little bit, and you can't always be emotional about it. Like, you can grieve, like, I don't know how to explain it, but right now, I feel fine. Obviously, it still hurts, but I'm not crying every time I'm thinking about him. Yeah. If anyone out there is dealing with a similar thing, like they're going through losing a pet, I hope this shows that you're not alone and that just try to find ways to grieve healthily and to deal with it in a nice way. There's no nice way of dealing with it. I don't know. I'm blabbering at this point. All I'm going to say is, if you notice the title of the video, in 2010, my sister got him for us for Christmas. And he was the best Christmas gift I ever got. And to this day, nothing will ever beat him. Wherever you are up there, Mittens, thank you. I made it so clear to you that you helped me get through so much and how much you meant to me. I'm sorry for crying in this video a little bit, even though I'm glad I had to re-record this because people like to fucking walk in my room, but I should let people know when I'm recording. But in the previous take, I was crying like a baby, and now I'm getting teary-eyed and emotional. It's just normal, but I have really nothing else to say. Mittens, I'll miss you. And love you.